everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am sharing my family's journey to financial freedom on this channel. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be talking about our April 2022 budget. So excited for this month because it is actually a extra paycheck month for us. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that my husband and I both work full-time outside the home and we're both paid bi-weekly. We used to be paid on opposite weeks, so we used to get paid every single week. However, this year, my husband's employer actually changed their payroll schedule. So due to that change, we are actually now being paid on the same weeks, which means that there's a couple of months in the year where we both get paid 3 times. This is going to be one of those months. It is a very high income month for us. This is definitely not typical. If you are finding my channel through this video, this is not our normal income. This is quite a bit higher. So go check out my March budget. That is more accurate as to like what our normal income is. But I'm really excited because this gives us a lot of extra money to play with this month. So let's go ahead and get started and see what we're going to do with all of this extra income this month. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So W-2 income. So that is just what my husband and I both bring home. I just combine it to make it a little bit easier because I don't feel like splitting it out per check, and we budget monthly. So this is just how we do it anyways. We are expecting $10,800 from our regular jobs. Again, my husband and I are both getting paid 3 times this month. So it is definitely not a normal income month for us. It is quite a bit higher than normal. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to be doing with this money this month. First, we're going to go through our fixed expenses. So first we have our mortgage that comes out on the 1st. So this is for May 1st. We budget $1,284 for our mortgage. That has not changed. We did have our property taxes go up a little bit this year, but our mortgage amount did not change. We had a buffer in our escrow, so I believe they just took it from the buffer and our mortgage amount has not changed. I don't anticipate it changing at all. We normally would know by now if it was going to change. We have had it change in the past, but again, I don't anticipate that changing this year. Then we have our cell phones. So this is for both my husband and I's cell phones. So that is $130 for both of us. Then we have Netflix, and that is $15. And then we have our Peloton bikes. So we do have a Peloton bike that we pay the monthly fee for. So that comes out on the 2nd, and that is $41. And then we have our internet, which is $60. Then we have our giving category. So we started doing this back in January. So it is just $100 a month that we are allocating to some sort of giving. So we don't put any like stipulations on it right now. I don't have anything that's reoccurring right now that we donate to. We kind of just use it to what we feel like we want to use it for. So that changes month to month, depending on like what's going on in the world or if we're given any giving opportunities throughout the month. So yeah, we just kind of leave it at $100 and then I just use it for whatever I feel like is on my heart to donate to that month. We did donate to some Ukraine charities that were requesting donations for obviously all the things that are going on in Ukraine right now. So that is definitely something that was on my heart to donate to in the month of March. And like I said, it kind of changes month to month. We just donate whenever we feel like we have an opportunity. That has been working out great. I would love to increase this. Hopefully in like 2023 or maybe even later this year, we'll increase it a little bit. $100 a month is a great starting point for us, but I would definitely like to increase that. So definitely stay tuned because I feel like we'll probably increase that before the end of the year or definitely by 2023. And then next up, we're going to do medical. So I know if you've been on my channel for a little while, we've been talking about our medical bills because we did have a baby in January and all those medical bills have been rolling in. And so we've been kind of doing a mix of pulling some money out of our HSA and then also pulling some money from our budget, from our buffer. So we've been kind of doing a mix of like cash flowing the medical bills and doing the HSA. I was originally planning on just pulling it all out of the HSA, but honestly, I feel like I don't want to drain that completely because it is a valuable account to have money in. So I would just prefer to not have to drain it. So we've been kind of doing a mix of both. If it's not paid off by like June, I'm going to just pull the remaining out of the HSA, but I figured we would just try and cash flow what we can up until that point. So I'm going to put $500 aside this month to put towards our medical bills because we do have a lot of extra income this month, and that just seems like a good idea and what I feel like I want to do with that money. So we're just going to put a flat $500 towards the medical bills this month. I have pulled a few $1,000s out of our HSA, so we don't have that much outstanding still, but definitely $500 is not even gonna pay it off. I know I did talk to a lot of you guys in the comments of a video that I talked about this. I believe it was a Debt-Free Friday the first time that I talked about the medical bills, and a lot of you guys told me to try to call and negotiate. So I did, and honestly, my provider was not willing to work with me. Even if I offered to pay in full, which we could have done because we could have pulled it in full from our HSA. So I did offer, ask if they had a pay in full discount and all of that. So I'm not sure if you guys just have better providers that are willing to work with you. Mine was not interested in giving me any sort of discount, even if I paid in full in cash, nothing. So that's okay. I am definitely pulling all of the EOBs and making sure that they are charging us appropriately and making sure that we're not being overcharged on anything. I haven't found any errors so far, which is great. But yeah, we have not been able to get any discounts. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you have tried that, if you have had any success getting a discount on your medical bills. I have heard of people getting discounts before. I think it just honestly depends on your provider and how willing they are to work with you. And I know a lot of you guys had said that you had waited until they were in collections and then settled it. I don't really have an appetite to let them go to collections, so I'm definitely not going to do that. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you've had any luck. I know a lot of people have, but unfortunately, I think my provider is just not willing to work with me. So like I said, it's okay. We definitely didn't expect that, but I thought it would be worth a try because so many of you guys told me to just go ahead and give it a try. And I'm glad that I did. Next, we have our electric. This is our electric bill for our gas and electric. So I'm budgeting $200. I'm anticipating our usage for March will be a little bit lower because it was starting to get a little bit warmer here in Wisconsin in March. So I'm hoping that $200 will be enough to cover that. It kind of is variable. I know a lot of you guys have commented before on my budget videos that I should try budget billing. I've thought about it, but at this time, I just don't think that I want to mess with my billing right now. I kind of just prefer to pay what I owe on it. But I have considered budget billing, so we'll see. Maybe that's something I'll try in the future. But for now, I just have been paying what we owe, and that's been working out fine, especially because we do have a lot of flexibility in our budget. It hasn't been a huge issue. If our electric bill is a little bit higher or lower, that's just what works for us for right now. So that brings our total fixed expenses to $2,330, and that leaves our remaining to budget with at $8,470. So now we're gonna go ahead and go up to our variable expenses. So we have our personal spending. So this is what my husband and I get for spending money. So this is the money that my husband and I get in our checking accounts, our personal checking accounts. We both have separate personal checking accounts that we only have our personal spending money going into. So we have debit cards that are attached to that, and then we just use those debit cards for anything personal that we want to buy. I don't track any of it. It just goes into our personal account, and then we just consider it gone, and we just use it for whatever we want to. It's really nice to have a chunk of money every single month that I don't have to track, because we do track our spending for all of our other variable categories. So I really appreciate having a category that I don't have to track. So that's been working out great. And then we have our gas budget. So if you've been, in the US lately, it is crazy how expensive gas is, but I'm leaving our budget at $125. We don't drive a lot because I'm currently on maternity leave. We really honestly have not been leaving the house too much. So I feel like this will cover it, even though the gas prices are so much higher. And if we go a little bit over, I might have to readjust it for next month, but for now, I'm going to leave it at $125. That is a few fill-ups for my car, so I'm not too concerned about it. It is really expensive right now, but we're just making it work. Hopefully gas prices will go back down eventually, but for now, that's okay. We've been pretty under budget most months, so I don't anticipate that we'll be too terribly over budget, even if we do go over budget, but we'll see. Groceries, I am budgeting $600. That's what's been working out for us. We've been going a little bit over on this, but not too much. And I feel like if I can kind of get through the rest of the stuff that we have in our deep freezer this month, that we can probably stick to that. That is something that I worked on in March, was trying to eat out of our deep freezer. We have, some random things in there that I really just want to get rid of and do a purge of our pantry and our freezer, because I feel like stuff just gets thrown in that deep freezer and it goes down to the bottom and I just forget about it. So we've been trying to kind of clean that out. You know, I would love to defrost it, so that's kind of why I'm trying to also clean it out. I want to like clean out the whole deep freezer and get it all like fresh and good for the rest of the year. So that is what we're doing for groceries. And then we have our like fun/kids budget. So this is a budget we've been using for anything that's like extra for our kids. So, you know, if they want to go to a birthday party or if they want to go to the movies or anything like that, this is coming out of this budget. So I'm budgeting $100. That's been working out great, and I love it because it gives us an opportunity to just do some extra fun things with our kids and know where we're getting that money from. It just gives us like permission to spend money on our kids. And I feel like this budget will come in handy, especially during like the summer. My son plays baseball, so there's definitely a lot of added expenses for that, like extra fun expenses, like going out to ice cream with our teammates and doing other fun things with our team. So that will be awesome to have in the summer as well. And then our miscellaneous budget is $200. That is just anything that doesn't fit into any other category, anything random like school fees or anything that pops up throughout the month that we just don't have in any other category. And lastly, for our variable expenses is dining out. We are going to budget $250. I feel like this is reasonable for our family. $250. Sorry, I was just about to write $200. $250 for the month. So that has been working out well. I think we did $225 last month, but to be honest, we've been really spending closer to $250, so I just decided to up it. There's no reason for me to lie to myself and say that we're only going to spend $100 on eating out when I know that we will be spending closer to $250. So there is a element of doing these budget videos where I just need to be realistic with myself and what we are actually going to spend, and I know that we are actually going to spend closer to $250 on eating out. In this season of our life, we have a very small baby, and to be honest, it has been very challenging not to eat out more because, you know, we're tired, we're running on fumes here. So it's been really nice to pick up dinner or lunch 1 to 2 times a week, and that has been taking a lot of pressure off of me as well and my husband. So that's what's been working out for us. So that brings our total variable expenses to $1,475 and our total remaining at $6,995. So before I move on, I did see that in my last budget video, and I get these questions all the time. I just wanted to address some of the common questions that I get as far as like, where is this in your budget? So some of the common questions that I get are water bill. So we pay our water bill quarterly. That's why you don't see it in this budget. We pay it quarterly, so it's not in every single budget, it's in every few budgets. Car insurance, we pay biannually, so we pay that 2 times a year in January and June or July. I can't remember when exactly it pulls out. And then homeowners insurance and property taxes are escrowed into our mortgage, so that is in with our mortgage amount. And I think that's it. I think those are the main things that I typically get questions on. If you have any other questions about where is this in your budget or how do you handle this, definitely just leave them in the comments down below. I try to respond to every single comment in these budget videos because I want to make sure that you guys are understanding our budget and just providing you guys any help or insight on your own budget. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I have zero problem answering any of your questions. Hopefully that'll clear up some things. I know a lot of you guys find me on these videos, so I do get a lot of the same questions. So I just wanted to address those so that there's not a ton of comments on the same thing. So let's go down to our sinking funds. So sinking funds are just savings accounts that we set aside for specific items. So our sinking funds right now, we have a car sinking fund, a home sinking fund, Christmas, kids, and vacation. So these are all of our current sinking funds. So very quickly, car we use for like car maintenance items, home we use for home maintenance or any home fees or anything, any remodeling that we want to do. Christmas, self-explanatory. Kids we use for like more major items like school fees or back to school or our kids' birthdays or bigger things like that. And then vacation is self-explanatory, obviously, for any vacations that we want to plan in the future. This month we are budgeting $100 for car. If you remember from last month when I did our budget closeout, we did have a larger car expense in the month of February, I think it was. And so I'm trying to kind of rebuild this fund. So we normally do 50, but we're doing 100 right now. And then home, we're doing 100. Christmas, we've been doing 75. Kids, we've been doing 50. And vacation, we are doing 100. I'm really hoping that we'll be able to go on vacation in 2023. We have not been on vacation in quite a while. I'm really looking forward to the next time that we can actually go on vacations. That brings our sinking funds to $425 and our total remaining to $6,570. If you've been around here for a while, you know where that's going. It'll be going to our financial goals. So if you've been following along with my journey so far, we're currently working on our emergency fund, but this will actually overfund our emergency fund. So this will be finishing out our emergency fund and then also working on our next goal, which our next two goals are my Roth IRA for 2022, which is $6,000, and our house fund. So I'll talk more about this when we actually go through this budget and when we do the debt-free Fridays for the month of April. We will be working on those goals together. So I will be finishing out the emergency fund first, and then we will start to work on the house fund and the Roth IRAs. Stay tuned for that, but that is all I have for this budget. I'm really looking forward to how much money we're able to put towards financial goals this month. It feels really good to have such a huge chunk of money. So grateful for that and really looking forward to an amazing month of April. Let me know in the comments down below if you've done your April budget yet. I know I'm posting this really early. I could not wait to film this video because I was so excited to do this budget for myself and see how much money we were going to be able to put towards our financial goals. Stay tuned for really exciting updates in the month of April, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.